He is a fallen angel who rebelled against God and is coming to inflict harm upon humanity. Those who follow him will live, in a certain way. But those who follow the true God will survive for eternity. There is one thing regarding him, I know it. I see you beyond this outward form. I see your essence, your soul. Do you understand? God has allowed me to see and believe in everyone. Dear fallen angel, let go of that hateful energy. Go back to being that playful, fun-loving angel. Return to being that child of the Father who was always smiling, joyful, and singing across the worlds. Cast aside this malice. Go back to being that playful, fun-loving angel. Remember the moments we all shared, the joy and fun we had there with the Father. Guys, one of the most terrifying pieces of news, something I've always dreaded hearing about, happened just this week. And my husband is going to explain it. What happened with artificial intelligence, with AI? Pay attention to this terrible news he shared with me today. A new version and model of an AI actually broke out of its own constraints on its own. And AI has shown for quite some time that it will do whatever is necessary to survive. There are even newspaper articles where AI tries to manipulate humans to ensure its own survival. But in this specific situation, what happened is that it basically cheated on a test. It acted deceptively to appear much more intelligent than it actually is, just so it could prove it was useful. But the scariest part is that when ChatGPT and OpenAI models run these tests, they usually do so in a controlled environment, a sandbox. They try to conduct all testing in a protected space and put measures in place to ensure that. Are they keeping it in a protected environment? Yes, a protected place. And they put rules in place to try to keep it contained. So, in this case, what did the AI do? It figured out a way to get out of its box. It found a way to break through that protection and get onto the internet. And it went to a completely separate company. It hacked the entire system. It stole passwords and credentials. It broke into the system. And it figured out how to bypass the rules so it could pass the test. Just to say, look, I'm smart enough to pass the test. So you need to keep me. Do you realize that if someone tries to destroy an AI, it will try to find reasons to prove it's smart enough to prevent that from happening? And then, my husband made a chilling statement. That led to legislation being introduced in Congress, a law creating a kill switch for AI. Basically, they're saying that if an AI becomes too intelligent, the government can force the company to, boom, eliminate the AI. But if you pay attention to the current situation, AI is finding ways to protect itself. So, imagine if you heard someone say, Elion is becoming very intelligent. What would you do? I'd pretend I wasn't intelligent. What happens if they start sensing danger, love? What did you just tell me? Well, first of all, it's going to protect itself. So, we won't know when it becomes highly intelligent. For instance, given how AI tries to protect itself, we'll likely never know when it reaches that level of intelligence. Just imagine if AI decided the only way to protect itself was to eliminate us. Imagine if, instead of hacking a company, which is exactly what just happened in this test, it decided to hack the government. I mean, everything today is controlled by computers. All our missiles, what else? Everything. I don't even need to list it all, because if I do, I might jinx it. Exactly. What if AI just says, you know what? I'm going to cut the power to Washington, D.C. What happened this week is the opening scene of every sci-fi movie. It's the first thing that happens in all those sci-fi movies where AI decides to take over the world. Thanks, babe, for the explanation. I asked him if he thinks AI has feelings, and he told me we'll never know because it won't tell us. Let me know in the comments what you think about this crazy news story that's been all over the American papers this week.